welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Is it biblical to ask God for a sign when making a major life decision? If so, how detailed should one be when asking what, when, where the sign should be? Now, let me address this question with somewhat gentle hands. And what I mean by that is this. In Matthew chapter 12, those that were critical of Jesus asked him for a sign. And Jesus referred back and said, an adulterous generation seeks after a sign. When we get into what we know as the New Testament, particularly the writings of the Apostle Paul, we discover in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 that signs are for the Jews. In other words, those that are yet believers in Jesus Christ, they're still following the Old Testament traditions, rituals, sacrifices, etc., that a sign would be given to them so that they might believe that Jesus is the truth. Now, go back to Matthew chapter 12, and Jesus said, here's the one sign I'm going to give to you. As Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so the Son of Man will be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. So I would argue from a strict biblical perspective that there is no reason, and I say it would almost be biblically contrary to say, God, show me a sign. A, he said it was an adulterous mentality. B, Jesus said the only sign we need is his resurrection from the grave. Now, this begs the question. So when we're dealing with a decision, major decision, minor decision, how do we get guidance from the Lord? Allow me to take this question, just turn it a little bit. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says that you and I have the opportunity to be in the perfect, acceptable, and the good will of God. I kind of equate that to 3 doors. Now, before you panic, remember, all 3 of those are on the right side. It's never the will of God to sin. It's never the will of God to be contrary to God. But I think we'd all argue from the view of hindsight, there is perfect, there's acceptable, and there is good. And what I would argue in one's prayer life is, God, show me what your perfect will is. Show me your perfect design for my life. Now, what does that look like from a pure tangible perspective? Does that mean such as a sign in the Old Testament like the rainbow was, or a virgin giving birth? I don't think it's going to be one of those things where, okay, God, if I wake up and it's raining, I know I'm supposed to do this. If it's sunny, I'm supposed to do that. I really don't think that's of God for you and I as believers in Jesus Christ. What I do know is it says we walk by faith and not by sight. So in my own life, God, I believe this is your perfect will for my life. I'm going to continue walking in this unless you shut the door on what I believe is your will. I think that is an appropriate response to this question. It's not a sign, but God, you're praying for God to make it very clear if you're going the right versus the wrong direction. Great question. If you have one, send to askjeff.net. Maybe your question be tomorrow's. Thank you so much for being a part of our daily question here at the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. I want to encourage you on a few things. Number one, if you have a question to ask, submit it to askjeff.net. Eventually, we'll get around to your question. Secondly, we'd encourage you to subscribe. That way, each and every day, Monday through Friday, you get a reminder of our question of the day. And last but not least, I want to remind you that on Wednesday evenings, live at First Baptist Church of Opelika, fbcopelika.com, we do a solid hour of Ask Jeff where we dig into the questions more than just 60 or 90 seconds. Sometimes it would take the entire hour. All that being said, askjeff.net is where you submit a question to this channel each and every day, Monday through Friday.